My girlfriend said, I'm unfollowing you on everything. People will think I'm dating down. After I lost my job during company layoffs, I said, do what you need to do. Then I got headhunted for a director role at triple my salary and posted my first day photos. When her follow request came through with congrats, babe. Original post. I, 31 male, was a senior product analyst at a SaaS company. Emphasis on was. About 3 months ago, the company did a round of layoffs, 15% of the workforce across all departments. I wasn't underperforming. My last review was exceeds expectations. Didn't matter. The CFO decided my entire team was redundant because they were consolidating product and data analytics into one unit. I got the call on a Tuesday morning at 9:14 a.m. By 9:30, my laptop access was revoked, and I was on a Zoom with HR getting walked through my severance package. 8 weeks pay, Cobra for 60 days, a LinkedIn recommendation from my VP. Clean, corporate, and completely impersonal. I was rattled, but not destroyed. Layoffs are a business decision. I knew that intellectually. Emotionally, it still felt like getting punched in the throat. But I had savings, about 4 months' worth, and my skill set was in demand. I updated my resume that same afternoon. Started reaching out to recruiters by Wednesday. I wasn't going to spiral. My girlfriend, though. My girlfriend had a different reaction. We've been together about a year and a half. She works in pharmaceutical sales, solid income, company car, the whole deal. She's very online. Not influencer level, but the kind of person who curates everything. Her Instagram is a mood board of her life. Aesthetically plated dinners, outfit of the day shots, vacation highlights. And our relationship was part of that brand. She'd posted about us regularly. Couple photos, date night stories, anniversary posts. I was a fixture in her feed, which I didn't think much about because I'm not a social media person. I post maybe twice a year. The night I got laid off, I told her over dinner in my apartment. I laid it out calmly, the severance, the timeline, my plan for job searching. I expected sympathy, maybe some encouragement. What I got was silence. A long, uncomfortable silence. Then she said, so what are you going to do? I just told you. Update my resume, reach out to recruiters, start interviewing. How long is that going to take? I don't know. Could be a few weeks, could be a couple months. A couple months? That's normal in this market. She put her fork down. This is really bad timing. Yeah, layoffs usually are. I mean for US. My company's holiday party is next month. My regional director is going to be there. I can't show up with a boyfriend who's unemployed. I genuinely thought she was joking. I laughed. She didn't. I'm serious. Do you know how that looks? My colleagues all have partners with careers. One of them is married to a VP at a bank. Another's boyfriend just made partner at a consulting firm. And I'm going to say, this is my boyfriend. He's between opportunities. I stopped eating. You're embarrassed. I'm being realistic. Image matters in my industry. I got laid off from a senior position at a company that cut 15% of its staff. That's not a character flaw. I know that. But other people don't. I asked her what she wanted me to do about it. She said, and this is the part that I still replay in my head, I think we should dial things back online. Just temporarily. What does that mean? I'm going to unfollow you on everything. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Just until you're back on your feet. I can't have people looking at my profile, clicking on yours, and seeing that you're unemployed. They'll think I'm dating down. Dating down. Those 2 words. She said them like she was discussing a stock that had underperformed. Not a person. Not me. A stock. I sat with it for about 10 seconds. Then I said, do what you need to do. She looked relieved, like she'd been holding her breath, waiting for permission. Thank you for understanding. It's temporary. Once you land something good, we'll go right back to normal. She unfollowed me that night. On everything. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, even Spotify, because apparently even my playlists were a liability. She also archived every post that included me. Our anniversary photos, the vacation shots, the candid at her friend's wedding. Gone. Not deleted, archived. Ready to be restored the moment my employment status improved. I watched it happen in real time. Notification after notification. She unfollowed me from the same couch I was sitting on. Didn't even go to another room. Just scrolled through her phone, tapping away at my digital existence while I sat 3 feet away eating reheated pasta. That night, after she left, I sat in my apartment and made a decision. Not about the job, about her. I wasn't going to fight it. I wasn't going to argue or beg or explain my worth to someone who measured it in LinkedIn headlines. I was just going to let her tell me exactly who she was and believe her. I texted my buddy from college, a recruiter who works in tech placement, and said, I need to talk to you about something tomorrow. Not about jobs, about perspective. He called me at 7 a.m. I told him everything. He said, brother, she unfollowed you on Spotify. Spotify? What was she afraid of? Someone seeing you listen to Nickelback. I don't listen to Nickelback. That's not the point, and you know it. He was right. It wasn't about the platforms. It was about the principle. I was only worth being associated with when I was useful to her image. The second I became inconvenient, I was archived. Like a seasonal decoration. Update 1. 2 weeks after the layoff, while I was deep in the job search grind, tailoring resumes, doing phone screens, prepping for second-round interviews, something unexpected happened. A recruiter I'd never spoken to reached out on LinkedIn. Not a generic, I found your profile message. A specific one. She said she'd been referred to me by my former VP, the same one who'd given me the recommendation during the layoff. She was hiring for a director of product analytics at a health tech company that was scaling fast. The role was 2 levels above my previous position. She asked if I was interested. I looked at the job description. It was a stretch, but not an unreasonable one. I had the experience. I had the skills. I just hadn't thought to aim that high because I've been focused on lateral moves. The recruiter said, your former VP specifically said you were the first person he'd recommend. He said you were the best analyst he'd ever managed. I took the call. Then I took the first interview. Then the second. Then a panel interview with the C-suite. The whole process took about 3 weeks. They were moving fast because they needed someone yesterday. During this time, my girlfriend and I were still technically together. But the relationship had shifted. She'd text me maybe once a day, short, surface-level stuff. How's the search going? Any leads? She never asked how I was feeling, never asked if I needed anything. The questions were all about status updates, like she was tracking a package. She also made it clear that the holiday party was a hard deadline. About a week before the party, she texted, so, any news? The party is Saturday, and I need to know what to tell people. I said, I'm still interviewing. She said, can you at least say you're consulting? Independently? That sounds better than unemployed. I said, I'm not going to lie about my situation. She said it's not lying. It's framing. It's lying with better marketing. She went to the holiday party alone, told people I couldn't make it because of a prior commitment. She posted stories from the event, her in a black dress, holding a cocktail, posing with coworkers. No mention of me. No trace of me. I was erased from the narrative entirely. 2 days after the party, I got the offer. Director of Product Analytics. Base salary of $185,000. Equity package on top. Full benefits. Remote first with quarterly team offsites. Start date in 3 weeks. My previous salary had been $78,000. This was more than double. Closer to triple with the equity. I sat in my apartment staring at the offer letter for a solid 15 minutes. Then I called my college buddy, the recruiter. He screamed so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. He said, you need to celebrate. You need to post this. You need to let people know. I said, I'm not a poster. He said, today you are. I accepted the offer. On my first day, which was a Monday, 3 weeks later, I put on a new blazer I'd bought for the occasion, took a photo of my home office setup with the company laptop and a coffee mug, and posted it on LinkedIn. Simple caption, excited to share that I've joined company name as Director of Product Analytics. Grateful for the journey that got me here, including the detour. Onward. My former VP commented, they're lucky to have you. My old teammates liked it. A few recruiters I'd spoken with sent congrats. It was a nice moment. Then I posted a version on Instagram. Same photo, shorter caption. Something like, new chapter, director energy, hot beverage. Within 2 hours, I had a follow request on Instagram. From my girlfriend. The same girlfriend who'd unfollowed me 7 weeks earlier, because she was afraid people would think she was dating down. The request came with a DM. OMG, congrats, babe. Party popper, party popper, party popper. I'm so proud of you. Can I come over tonight? We need to celebrate. 3 exclamation marks after babe. 3 celebration emojis. And the word we, like she'd been part of this. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I declined the follow request. I didn't block her. I didn't send a mean message. I just hit decline and put my phone down. She texted me 20 minutes later. Hey, did my follow request not go through? Instagram's been glitchy. I texted back. It went through. I declined it. Wait, what? Why? Because 7 weeks ago you unfollowed me because you were embarrassed to be associated with me. You archived every photo of us. You told me you were afraid people would think you were dating down. You went to your holiday party alone and told people I had a prior commitment. You wanted distance from me when I was at my lowest. You don't get to close that distance now that I'm at my highest. Long pause. Then, that's not fair. I was trying to protect both of us. You were protecting your image. There's no both of us in what you did. So what? You're breaking up with me because I unfollowed you on Instagram. I'm breaking up with you because you only want to be with me when it looks good. And I need someone who stays when it doesn't. She called. I didn't answer. She called again. Didn't answer. She texted. You're seriously doing this? On your first day, you're going to throw away 1.5 years over social media? I said, you threw it away first. You just used the unfollow button instead of words. Update 2. So it's been about 10 days since I declined the follow request and ended things. And my ex has been in full damage control mode. Her first move was the mutual friends. We have a pretty tight social circle, about 8 people we regularly hang out with as a group. She got to them before I did. Her version, I'd gotten a new high-paying job and let it go to my head. She told people I'd become arrogant and cold and that I'd dumped her the second I got a better offer, like she was a starter girlfriend. That starter girlfriend line made the rounds. It was designed to make me look like the villain, and for about 48 hours, it worked. 2 people in the group texted me saying they were disappointed in me. One said, she was there for you during the layoff, man. That's cold. I didn't argue. I sent them 2 screenshots. Screenshot 1, her text saying, I'm going to unfollow you on everything. I can't have people thinking I'm dating down. Screenshot 2, her DM after my first day post saying, OMG, congrats, babe. I added 1 line. She unfollowed me when I was unemployed. She tried to refollow me when I got a director title. I'll let you decide who the starter was. Both people went quiet for a day. Then one of them, a woman I'd been friends with since college, texted back, I'm sorry. She told us a completely different story. I should have asked you first. The other person never responded directly, but stopped liking my ex's posts, which in the social media economy of our friend group was basically a public statement. Her second move was more creative. She started posting throwback photos of us. Not current ones. She didn't have any recent ones since she'd archived everything. She went back in her camera roll and pulled up old couple photos. Dinners, vacations, candids. She posted them as Instagram stories with captions like, missing this red heart, and some people don't know what they have until it's gone. She was performing heartbreak for an audience, using photos from the same relationship she'd been embarrassed of 2 months earlier. The kicker? She'd archived those exact photos when she unfollowed me. They were too embarrassing to keep public when I was unemployed, but now they were useful for her heartbroken girlfriend narrative. Same photos, different utility. I would have been impressed by the strategy if it wasn't aimed at me. Her mom entered the picture about a week in. Her mom called me. I picked up because I still had respect for her parents, even though that respect was diminishing by the minute. Her mom said, I hear you broke up with my daughter. Yes, ma'am. She tells me it's because she made one mistake during a difficult time and you couldn't forgive her. She unfollowed me on every platform, archived our photos, and told me she was embarrassed to be seen with me because I was unemployed. Then she tried to come back when I got a promotion. That's not one mistake. That's a policy. Her mom paused, then said she was just scared. Women process fear differently. She didn't mean it the way it sounded. She said dating down. That's pretty clear. Young people say things they don't mean. She's 29. Her mom sighed. All I'm asking is that you give her another chance. She's been crying every night. I'm sorry she's hurting, but I'm not the solution to a problem she created. Her mom said, you know, money changes people. It didn't change me. It changed how she felt about me. And that tells me everything I need to know. She hung up. Then the final escalation. My ex found out, through the mutual friend grapevine, what my new salary was. I hadn't told anyone the exact number except my college buddy, who I explicitly asked to keep it confidential. But he'd told his wife, and his wife had mentioned it to one person in the friend group during a dinner party, and that person mentioned it to someone else, and eventually it reached my ex. She texted, me at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. 185K? Are you serious? And you're not even going to talk to me? I didn't respond. She texted again. I supported you for 7 weeks while you were unemployed. I checked in on you every day. I was there for you. I wanted to type back. You checked in on my job status every day. You weren't there for me. You were monitoring a vacancy. But I didn't. I just left it on read. The next day, she sent a long email. Not a text, an email. Like she drafted it in her notes app first. 6 paragraphs. The summary. I owed her a conversation. She deserved closure. What she did was blown out of proportion. And I was using the unfollow thing as an excuse to leave because I probably wanted to date someone more impressive now that I had money. The projection was almost artistic. I responded with 3 sentences. I don't owe you a conversation. You got your closure when you hit unfollow. I wish you well. Blocked her email after that. Update 3. Final. It's been about 6 weeks since the breakup and roughly 4 weeks into the new job. Here's where everything landed. The friend group split roughly 60/40ths in my favor, which is about as clean as these things get. 3 people sided firmly with me once they saw the screenshots. 2 stayed neutral and talked to both of us. 1. A woman who's been her friend since high school, sided with my ex and hasn't spoken to me, which I genuinely understand. Loyalty isn't always logical. 2 others just quietly drifted away from the drama entirely. No hard feelings on my end for any of it. People handle friend breakups the way they handle everything else, imperfectly. My ex's throwback posting campaign fizzled after about 2 weeks. The engagement dried up once the mutual friends who knew the real story stopped interacting with her content. She eventually took the posts down. Not archived this time, deleted. She also changed her Instagram bio. Before the breakup, it had said something about living my best life with my favorite person. After the breakup, it changed to healing isn't linear. Last I heard from a mutual friend, she's changed it again to something about knowing your worth. The irony is almost too on the nose for me to comment on. The pharma sales job she was so proud of, the one with the colleague she didn't want me embarrassing her in front of, apparently had its own round of restructuring about 2 weeks ago. She wasn't laid off, but her territory got cut and her commission structure changed. A mutual friend told me she'd been stressed about it and had mentioned to someone, I can't believe this is happening to me. At least when it happened to him, he had me. She did not have me during the layoff. She had my job status. But I'm not going to argue that point with someone who's never going to understand the difference. Her mom sent me one more text, about 3 weeks after our phone call. It said, I hope your money keeps you warm at night. I didn't respond. I screenshot it and sent it to my college buddy. He said, frame that. That's art. The new job is good. It's a lot. The scope is bigger than anything I've managed before, and I'm learning new things every week, which is equal parts exciting and terrifying. My team is strong. My boss, the CTO, told me my second week, we hired you because you're good at this, not because you interview well. So stop trying to impress us and just do the work. Best thing anyone said to me in a professional context. The salary is real and it's changed my situation materially. I paid off my credit card. I boosted my emergency fund to 6 months. I'm looking at apartments with actual counter space. But I'm not living large. I'm still driving the same car. I still eat lunch out of a cooler some days because old habits die hard. The money is stability, not status. I'm not about to become the person she wanted me to be for her Instagram feed. The honest part, and there's always an honest part in these, is that the dating down comment still echoes sometimes. Usually late at night, usually when I'm tired and my brain decides to be cruel. It's one thing to know logically that someone valued your employment status over your character. It's another thing to feel it. To sit on a couch while someone 3 feet away unfollows you because your professional situation became inconvenient for their aesthetic. I keep coming back to the Spotify thing. She unfollowed me on Spotify. My playlists. Like someone was going to audit her following list and say, hold on, why are you connected to someone who listens to 90s alternative and doesn't have a job? That's the detail that made me realize this wasn't a moment of panic. It was thorough. She went platform by platform and removed me from her digital life with the precision of someone clearing their browser history. That's not fear. That's a decision. And when I got the director title, she wanted back in with the same precision. Same enthusiasm. Same attention to detail. Except this time the detail was, OMG, congrats, babe. Instead of, I can't have people thinking I'm dating down. Same person. Different valuation. My college buddy asked me last week, do you miss her? I said, I miss the version of her I thought existed. The one who wouldn't have cared what I did for a living. He said, that version never existed, man. She was always checking the ticker. You just didn't notice until the stock dropped. He's annoyingly insightful for a guy who once microwaved a fork. I'm not dating anyone right now. Not because I'm broken or closed off. I just want to make sure the next person I'm with would have sat with me during those 7 weeks of unemployment and not once looked at the unfollow button. Someone who stays when the ticker drops. Someone who doesn't archive me when I'm inconvenient. That's a low bar. But apparently it's higher than some people can clear.